The story of God knows what's always best for you. Let us begin this video. Om Shanti, my name is Garret. Before I start the story off, please make sure you guys remember to hit like, subscribe and comment your learnings in the comment section below. I'm dedicated to make 4 videos a week to spread more light and positivity out there to the world. It's also nice to know where you guys are tuning from so we could actually connect within this space, okay? So, the story of God always knows what's best for you, okay? So, once upon a time, right, back then when Gautama Buddha, he's walking still among us, okay, he is still as a human being, okay. There was this king, okay, he was ruling this small kingdom, and around this kingdom that he rules, right, it was quite a small country, it was quite a small kingdom. Around him were all these other countries and all these other kingdoms were actually warring among each other, okay. However, this king, right, he is not bothered by these warring countries, and he was also not affected by them. So, however, he knew, right, the reason why he wasn't affected by all these warring countries is because he had one very trusted advisor. And this trusted advisor, right, will always stick with him day in and day out. And everyone in that kingdom all knew that this trusted advisor was the real deal, okay? He was the leader of this kingdom. He always gave out really good advice and really good plans for the king to execute, okay? So there was this one day, right? Oh yeah, I need to mention this only bit that the king is always annoyed with this advisor, right, is he always says one particular statement and he always tells it to the king. He will always say, whatever life brings to you is because God wants something better for you. Okay, so this is the only statement, right? Whenever he hears the advisor speaks to the king, right, the king would get really annoyed or upset about it. Okay, so there was this one day, right, because the king likes to dress up really impeccable. Okay, he wants to make sure that he's always in a good looking state. So there was this day he actually arranged for one of the servant girls to actually help him polish up his nails, okay, treat his nails and make it look good. So as because there was a lot of warring states beside his kingdom, right, they will always hear a lot of sounds, jolting sounds, okay, and they are thunderous, okay. So as this servant girl was actually polishing and trimming his nails, right, and accidentally there was this very loud thunder jolt, right, that actually threw this servant girl off her seat because she got shocked, okay, because of that loud noise. And when she actually fell off her seat, right, she was with the scissors on her hands, okay, and she accidentally cut off the front bit of the fingers from the king. So enraged, right, the king immediately told and ordered his servants to throw this girl into the dungeon, okay. And of course, when he heard that instruction, right, the advisor standing beside, right, said this particular statement again: whatever life brings to you is because God wants something better for you. So in his fit of rage, right, he can't tolerate this anymore. So this king ordered his servant to also throw this advisor into the dungeon. So when he actually threw both of them in the dungeon, right, this king was so upset, right, so he decided to actually head out to the kingdom, okay. So he wanted to go out and have sort of like a sightseeing as well as to catch some breath, okay. So when he was out, right, he accidentally was surrounded, okay, he was surrounded by a group of people, and this group of people, right, were quite frightening people, okay. And when they wanted to surround him and capture him, right, they actually tie a rope around this king, and this king was so was angry. He shouted, "Stop! Do you know who I am? I am the royal king of this kingdom." Okay, and these people, right, these people that surrounded the king, right, didn't basically ignore what the king said, because they say, "We wouldn't care where you are from." Okay, they started to strip this king of his royal clothes and say, "We are going to offer you to our as a sacrifice for our goddess Kali." Okay, this bunch of people were Kali devotees. Okay, and they wanted to offer him as a sacrifice. And as they stripped this king off naked, right, they found out that the king had half of his fingers. One of these fingers was being cut off, and they threw a fit of rage, and they told the king, "Look, you are not perfect enough to be a form of sacrifice for our goddess Kali." So immediately they threw mud and threw sand at this king and actually released him and let him run away. Okay, so this king, right, because he knew and he experienced what this whole mess actually led him to think, and he was no longer upset or angry with his servant. So as he ran back to his kingdom, right, he immediately ordered his servants to release the advisor as well as the servant girl from the dungeon. So he immediately ordered his advisor to both of them actually went to the royal showers. Okay, and they actually had this nice scented bath at this together. Okay, and he actually asked the advisor, he asked, "So what was so good for you that God wants something better for you in the dungeon? What was this one best thing that have made you be in the dungeon? What did you learn?" So the advisor actually told the king, "Look, if I were to be with you right now, when you did not throw me in the dungeon, you have nothing. You have actually a defect on your fingers. However, I am perfectly normal. Therefore, if I were to be with you when we were caught by the Kali devotees, I most likely would be the sacrifice." So from this moral of this story, right, we could learn that whatever things that happens to us is happening for our highest good. Okay, God up there always knows what is best for us. We just need to have faith and conviction that He will always give us the best situation and scenario for our learning and for our growth. And many times we judge very quickly, and we get upset, we get angry because situations don't turn out the way we want them to, and because we fail to actually look at the big picture of the whole scenario. Sometimes just by waiting and we revisit back and see what we have been through, all these experiences, we might find that God really knows what is best for us. Okay, so I hope you learned something from this story, and if you do, please make sure to leave a comment, or also make sure you hit like, subscribe. Okay, I'm ending this video off. Om Shanti.